welcome back. Today I wanted to film a video for you on how I highlight and contour. Everybody has a different face shape, so this might not work for everyone, but this is just what works for me, and I figured it would be fun to show you what products I've been using in order to get this highlighting and contour look on my face. I didn't do much on the eyes, I just kept it simple. I just threw some lashes on and had my brows done, so that's about it for that. Just had a little bit of lip gloss and that's all I did. But other than that, this is just what I use on my face, so I'm going to show you how I did a full face from foundation to blush to highlight. And if you want to find out how I got this look, then please keep on watching. Also, just so you know, I did use Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in Matte and Poreless. I use the number 228 Soft Tan Bronze. I do find that I have a little bit of a sensitivity to this foundation, but I figured for the purposes of this video I really wanted to use something a little bit more matte rather than a really shiny foundation or a dewy foundation. I figured that this would be probably better. This foundation is recommended for normal to oily skin, but I used to have really dry skin and I used it anyway, and it worked out okay for me as long as you use a good moisturizer underneath it. But I just wanted to let you know what foundation I use because it does cut off a little bit before I start. So okay. If you hear my parents and my dog home also, I'm sorry. This was the only time I could film today and everyone's home now. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start my highlighting. So I like to use a highlight that's a lot lighter than my skin, underneath my eyes, down my nose, on my chin. You really just want to highlight anywhere that you want to bring forward so it'll contrast your contour. Today I'm going to be using the Rimmel Match Perfection Skin Tone Adapting Concealer and Highlighter. And I'm using the color 125 in Fair. And I'm just going to apply this in like a triangle shape underneath my eyes. I try not to get too close to right underneath my eyes because it'll crease up a lot, but I'm just gonna apply it right in a triangle shape. I know that it looks like I'm putting on a lot, and it kind of is a lot for most people, but not only is this concealing, this is also just highlighting and bringing forward these parts of my face. I don't do this every day. Who am I kidding? I do it a lot. And also, just remember that if you use a foundation that's a little bit too dark, once you apply your concealer, for the most part it'll even it out and make it look okay on your face anyway. So I'm just taking my beauty blender and again, I'm just pouncing this out. You want to make sure that you blend out the bottom part mostly first, and then bring it up underneath your eye, whatever's left. The more product that you have and those fine lines, the more it's going to settle in and just going to bring out wrinkles. This rain and thunder is so loud right now, so I'm so sorry. Now that that's done, I'm going to set my under eyes, and once again, like I always do, I'm using my NYX Hd Finishing Powder in the color Banana with my Real Techniques contour brush. I don't really use this as a contour, I use this as a setting brush. So I'm just going to take that, swirl it in the powder, and just press it underneath my eyes wherever I applied that concealer. You don't really want to swipe it because you don't want to take off a lot of the product. So I just like to pat it on. And then once you have a lot of product on there, then you can wipe it. I also put this on my chin and a little bit anywhere where you feel like you start to get a little bit of oil buildup or a little shiny during the day. Alright, so next I'm actually not going to use a cream contour today, I'm going to use a regular powder contour. So I'm going to be going in with my favorite contour, is MAC in the color Give Me Sun. Some people say that this is a little bit too orange for a contour. I personally don't think that you need to use a cool colored bronzer or contour shade. It doesn't work for every skin tone, so you just have to look for what works for you. I'm going to be using my Real Techniques brush. This is a buffing brush, it's called. I'm just going to pick up that product. Now for contouring, you want to find where the hollows of your cheeks are. That's in a different place for everyone's face. Not everybody has the same exact spot to contour with. So you just want to find the hollows of your cheeks. You can just press your finger. Here's my cheekbone. And then right underneath that is where it hollows out. So here's where I want to contour. I'm just going to take my brush and just go right underneath there on an angle and swirl it. Bring it up to your ear. And don't come too far down past your cheek. Go around the edges of my face. Oh, once again on this side, I'm just going in. Right underneath there. The rain is so loud. And then I'm also bringing this contour right underneath my chin and my jawline. This is going to slim out your face and it'll help to give the illusion of if there's any extra skin under here, it'll cut that out. You don't want to apply too much so it looks like you have like a beard or anything. Just right underneath. You just want to see that there is obviously a difference here and here. A lot of people like to use the 3 method, so you just go here, underneath, and down your jaw. Actually, I'm gonna contour my nose. I like to use the Naked Urban Decay Basics palette, and I like to use this color Naked too. It's a really cool tone nose contour color, for me at least, for my skin tone. Not everybody has to contour their nose. I don't really feel like I dislike the shape of my nose. I just like how it looks when I contour it. So I just like to go right on the edges. Right down there. Bring it up to my brow bone to make it look more natural. Bring it down. And then around the tip of my nose, like here. Now this method doesn't work for everybody. It just depends on the shape of your nose, so you have to really do a lot of research and see what works best for you. I mean, I didn't really research anything. I just played around with different ways to contour your nose, and this is what works for me. So I just like to go down the sides and around the very tip of the bottom. And then what I like to do is just take my finger and blend it out. I'm going to highlight. First, I'm going to use a cream highlight, and I'm going to be using the Sephora Radiance Luminizing Drops in the color Ultra Light. This is like a champagne-y color. What I like to do is just put it on the back of my hand, just like that. Ah! Too much. Well, guess I'll be really glowy then. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender. I know I'm using this a lot, but it really just makes everything in your face look a lot nicer once it's all blended out. And I'm just going to be putting this right at the high points of my cheeks, right in here. I like to bring it down a little bit on the apples of my cheeks a little bit, on my chin, on my nose, and above my brow. So I'll show you. I'm just like applying this right here. Everyone is so loud in my house. Boom. These lights really make you look just so great. Thanks. More intense highlight, I'm going in with my Colourpop Smoke and Whistles highlight. I like this one a lot because it just feels like a mousse more than a powder highlight. Let's apply this to my fingers. Pop that where I want it. I just want it on the tip of my nose. Right down the bridge of my nose. Sorry, I'm giving you the finger. And my Cupid's bow. Now when you put a highlight on your Cupid's bow, this is going to make your lips look a lot fuller and give you more of a pout on my chin. Just cute. Right here, just to intensify this right here. And I'm just going right above my brow. And then to make everything just look nice together, I'm just going over that with my beauty blender so nothing looks streaky or powdery at all. I'm going to put a little blush on, and I'm using my BH 10 color palette. I like it because it has a wide range of colors, but lately I've been using my Luxie large angle brush. And I like to take this one right here and also a little bit of this peachy orange color, tap it off, and just lightly apply this to my cheeks. I don't like it when I have a harsh blush color at all on my cheeks. But if you feel like you put too much, you can always go right over it with your beauty blender. So I'm doing that. I just got this new Lash Glue, and it's the Duo. I always use Duo Lash Glue, but I like it because it has a brush on it and it dries really, really, really clear. It even goes on clear. So that is actually it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I know that highlighting contouring can be a little bit confusing for a lot of people, and it's so different when you have a different face shape or anything, but this is just what works for me. I hope that it works for you. If not, there's so much research you could do out there for different face shapes and stuff like that in order to achieve a good highlight and contour. All of the products that I use in this video will be mentioned and linked down below, so if you want to find those, that's where they'll be. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks! Bye!
I did use the Fit Me Concealer.